And the one thing about breath work is that everything comes out of it. Like language doesn't exist without breath, right? Like how we communicate doesn't exist without breath. Basically, the breath is our connection to the natural world around us, right? It's like our body is taking something from its natural environment, bringing it into our natural bodies. And it is sort of like this really intimate dance that goes on between us and nature. So it just shows like how part of nature we really are and how much we actually need nature to exist. But the interesting thing about when they talk about meditation, which is, you know, like the breath isn't a conceptual thing. It's like a fact. Everything in nature has breath. And the reason why this is so prolific and powerful is that somebody with a really busy egoic mind, where their mind is just, and this is where I think breathwork or meditation really helps a lot of those people that can't stop the inner chatter. When you start really focusing on the breath, there's not a conceptual sort of framework for the ego to grab onto. You know what I'm saying? It's like the breath is something that's happening. It actually happens whether or not you want it to or not. And your willingness to focus on it or not focus on it doesn't make any difference to the fact that like you need breath in order to survive. But the beautiful thing about breath is that once you focus on the breathing, because you're not dealing with language or you're not talking about concepts or dogmas or ideology, all these things that get us really confused in life, you're getting to a very natural process. It'd be the same as like being amongst the trees in nature. Like nature doesn't have a story. It just does what it does. And I feel like if we like really focus on the breath, we can come to that same conclusion. It just does what it does.
I love that so much. And that's the part of the reason why I love breath work too, is because after studying all these diets and trying yoga and all these different things, right? It's like, it doesn't matter what diet or what political stance or what your race is or what your status is or anything like that. We can always just breathe. Like we all have this and we all need it, and it unites us all in such a way that, like, you know, back to the ego, our mind wants to attach to all these different titles and things, right? To keep us separate. But it's like the breath is the one thing that unites in every area.
Yeah,
there's a really good Jay Shetty quote in that book, Think Like a Monk. And he says the only thing that stays with you from the moment you're born until the moment you die is your breath. I was like, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Get it, Jay.
Go get it, Jay. Yeah, he's
They even
it.
say things like you can go 4 days without water or a week without food or a couple of weeks without food, but only 4 minutes without your breath.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
when you look at it that way, it's like it really is the base of everything.
Yeah.